What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 10 in my 4th annual 31 Days of Horror. This is a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. This year we are focusing on the Universal Monsters box set, and continuing along, we are in the 40s and we've reached the first sequel to the Mummy films, and that is 1940's The Mummy's Hand. The Mummy's Hand is unrelated to the first film. This one has a similar backstory. It opens up with a priest who tells the backstory, and we actually see scenes from the original Mummy film with a little new footage spliced in. The original Mummy film followed a Egyptian/mummy named Imhotep. This one follows one named Kharis. They both have a similar story, except in this one, Kharis was trying to steal these mystical leaves called Tana leaves, which could restore life. He wanted to restore the life of a princess. He is sentenced to death via mummification. They cut out his tongue, which is kind of a new element, and they mummify him and bury him alive. In present day, these priests watch over the tomb of Kharis because Kharis watches over the tomb of the princess, so they constantly give him these Tana leaves in order to keep him alive, but they never give him too many leaves because then he will get overpowered. Meanwhile, we have a group of archaeologists who are setting out on an expedition when they meet an American magician who decides to help them out. They eventually get to the tomb of Kharis, and the mummy is alive, and a mummy, a villain, the antagonist. So right away, I gotta say, I was not really a fan of them reusing all the footage from the flashback of the first film. I really think they could have done their own version of that, and it would have been cool to see just something new. And unfortunately, they actually cut out one of the best scenes of the original Mummy, and it was an impalement with a spear. So I was a little like, why? Why cut that out? You know, that was a money shot, and it was one of the best scenes, and you cut it out of a sequel which is supposed to be bigger and better. With that being said, though, this film actually is bigger. It does feel like a lot more happens. It's only, I believe, 1 hour and 7 minutes long, and it just flies by with the pace. It's more of an action adventure type movie with a lot of comedy mixed in there, but you actually get to see the mummy as we know him, walking around with the bandages on, choking people and stuff. I really like that about it. Overall, the plot is a little bit clunky, and it just doesn't feel as, compact and straightforward as the original film. It doesn't feel as well made as the original either. Technically, it's a more entertaining movie, but it is not as good as the original film. There's a lot of things that I liked about this one. I almost feel like you could take this Mummy film and the original Mummy film, since they have such a similar story, and you could make a ultimate Mummy film out of the two, because there's a lot of things I liked about the first one and a lot of things I liked about this one, and there's a few things I didn't like about this one. I will say, though, it is fun. It goes by fast. Definitely worth the watch. I love the setting, and there's a lot more like Egyptian setting in this one, which I was a huge fan of in the first one, so I really like that about it. I love the way the mummy looks. Really cool. And I give this one a 6.5 out of 10.